You don't have no face.
Nope.
Yeah, but I've heard that.
Tell you all the time. It don't
have no face.
Don't.
It don't have no face.
And a man ain't got to be attached. It's no attachment to him when he's screwing you. He just hitting it and he going about his day. That's a playground. That's fun to him.
It's fun. And if you think for 1 second that what you got is about to be different, baby, I'm sorry. It don't matter if you swing from the chandelier. That man will get bored with you.
I know sometimes it's transactional, and that's definitely, to me, that falls under the category of promiscuity.
Yeah.
I also don't believe, like, oh, I have to not give him some for a certain amount of time in order to not be considered. I believe it should be based on that relationship, that feeling, and what the intentions are.
I think you should sleep with potential husbands. Now, I'm not going to say that you should wait till marriage, because I didn't do that. But I think that if this is not a person and you're like, this could be my husband, why do they get a cookie out the cookie jar? For some people, in 6 months, they might only get to, I really like to go dancing. I love to go eat. My favorite colors are XYZ. This is the neighborhood I live in. In 6 months, it might take them. Somebody might get through that conversation in the first week. By 6 weeks comes, you're talking about, what does it mean to you to be a husband? What does it look like for me to be a wife? What is your expectation? How do you want to show up for our kids? So it's really the depth of the person. I don't think it can be measured in time.
Right.
And only each woman knows that.
Yeah.
If you know that you're just lonely at night, because most people have warm body syndrome, they need a warm body at night in order to go to sleep. That is to the detriment of the woman. And it goes back to a problem with self-esteem, a problem with self-respect, and a problem with self-discipline and self-control. And until you get a hold on those things, you're going to keep attracting the same man with a different name. You're going to keep repeating that cycle and sleep with probably at least 4 new men every single year.
Damn, she said,
and disqualify yourself from what you really want.
My name's Jess.
Is that your husband?
Oh, no. Ew, disgusting. That's my best friend. I've known him since I was 15. I'm 30.
Hey, you don't think he finds you attractive?
Oh, he does.
Has he ever made a move on you?
He has.
And what do you do?
We fuck, but it's not like that.
So y'all fuck, but you don't give him a chance?
Yeah, no.
And why is that? How come you can't give him a chance?
Because I have a man that's in prison.
In those relationships, were you still friends with him?
Friends, but like, that's past tense. Like, it was just fun. It wasn't like serious.
So you were still friends with him even though you're in the relationship?
Yeah.
And did your husband know that you're intimate with him or your boyfriend?
Oh, no.
It's an evil world we live in.
Well, I mean, I'm happy that you said that, because now your man can see this in prison with modern technology, and he can break up with you immediately. If I were that guy, I would get out of Dodge. Make sure that man can't find you. You don't know what these guys would do. And also, if I were you, I would get out of Dodge too, ma'am. Again, you don't know what these guys will do.
I used to rock with feminism. Yeah, I did. I used to believe the slogans, the empowerment, the freedom, until I actually paid attention. And that's when I realized something that most people are scared to say out loud. This movement is not neutral. It's spiritual. And it's anti-God's design. See, the Bible didn't stutter when it said God, Christ, men, women, children. Not because women are weak, but because it creates stability. Feminism did not come to empower women. It came to dismantle the family, blur the roles, and convince women that submission is slavery and that motherhood is a trap. Any ideology that tells you to reject God's order, resent men, and compete instead of cooperation is not liberation. It's rebellion. And before you get mad, ask yourself, if feminism really works, why are the families weaker than ever? God's design wasn't to limit women. It was meant to protect, cover, and sustain them. The real revolution isn't feminism. It's returning to God's order.
I really just can't grasp my head around how this Gigi girl cheated on Castanet. Young man, young decent looking man, breathes his platform, understands the assignment. He's financially stable. You know how long it takes for a man to become financially stable? They say normally like in his late 30s. Especially a black man. Like, this young man has the formula down pat. He's ahead of the game. He's in his 20s and he is successful. And you mean to tell me, Gigi, your dumbass didn't know how to become a wife? You decided to continue to be outside on someone. First of all, you know how hard it is to come across a man with money that will love you? That's hard. Good luck. Good luck.
Tell us about your outfit.
I wanted to take a picture.
Wait, where'd you get it from?
Fashion Nova.
Fashion Nova?
Regular.
What did you type in, like, least respectful outfit I could wear out, or what?
And turquoise.
Plus turquoise? Yeah. Wow, that's crazy. Yo, cameraman, lock in. Get off a rain bag.
I bought this 3 years ago for my birthday.
It doesn't fit anymore.
It really doesn't.
No.
It's a little tight.
You need something that covers more, you know what I mean?
I mean, not really. We're in Miami.
Wait, so you think you can be because you're in Miami?
Absolutely. 100% yes. Thank you.
Don't you think that that's a gross mindset, or no?
No, I don't.
No?
I don't care.
Women these days, but you have a good day.
The disrespect wasn't necessary. You could have been cute about it.
Well, you're disrespecting yourself, so why would I respect you?
I'm disrespecting myself by wearing something I want to wear?
Yeah.
I'm racist, I'll say it. I'll say it loud, I'll say it proud. I'm racist and yeah. But I will say, I'm not racist against the groups that you want me to be racist against. Oh no. See, me, myself, and I, the only group that I literally cannot stand and the only group that I would literally love to see just exit our country entirely are the white savior liberals. The women in particular, but I'd take both sides, men and women. Y'all can go any day, all day. I cannot stand them with a fiber of my being. You know, those social justice warriors, the people who think they're better than everybody else, the ones that cry the people of color being held back in the country and that we need to have white voices to stand up for those communities. Nobody wants your opinion, you dumb. Nobody wants to listen to how you think that you're a better person because of your race. That's racist. That's actual racism. A white person doesn't want to hear it and a person of color doesn't want to hear it. I don't care what country you came from. I don't care what religion you are. I don't care what gender you think you are. Nobody and their mother likes white savior liberals, the white savior social justice warriors. You guys are the most obnoxious people in all of existence. And I'll be so honest, I would much rather take an immigrant to America all day, every day, one who is actually wanting to be an American citizen and actually loves our country and wants to wave our flag with pride and wants to give back to our community more so than they're taking. People who are actually proud to be in America compared to these white liberals, dude. Oh my God. It like anytime I see one pop up on my screen, I want to bang my head against the wall. It infuriates me to my soul. So yes, I am fully racist, but only and solely against white savior complex liberals, social justice warrior liberals, the women in particular. But honestly, at this point, the men are just as bad. Terrible.
The person that I had to be daddy for, because he didn't want to be a dad in the beginning, you know, he in the house with his game hooked to the TV I bought. You know what I'm saying? His clothes in here. He just chilling. I got to leave. I live here. Until we finish talking. I live here. He's gone. He's gone. You proud of yourself? Post it on Facebook. You proud of yourself? Hey. Proud of myself? It's funny? Okay. His gang hooked the TV I bought. And then she gives the daughter I've been raising, the daughter I taught how to speak, the daughter I taught how to walk, the daughter I taught how to use the pot. She gave her to him. You know what I'm saying? This shit crazy, man. You just said that your baby daddy that didn't want to be a father, that you said had AIDS, all this. You said he came to pick up Summer, but his PlayStation hooked to the TV. That's what you said.
I said he came over yesterday.
And why was he here yesterday?
To come chill with Summer.
You said get Summer. Now it's chill with Summer. You said he came to get Summer yesterday, but his PlayStation hooked to the TV I bought. He back here today at 12 a.m. to pick up Summer. His PlayStation still hooked to the TV. 3 days after you told me I had to leave because you needed to focus on you and your career and dudes, you ain't have space for that. You ain't have space for our relationship. The person that's been here through thick and thin, regardless if I stayed home a week because Summer got sick and got me sick and I couldn't go to work and gave you $300 out of the $350 I made because I was sick. Whatever I got, I give. And that's the real, come on, bro. It ain't about money. It's about loyalty. It's about, come on, bro. You don't know what it's about. Yo, the dude, listen, you asked me to have a baby with you and killed it. Yeah. Cause you got this dude.
I was paying for everything. I'm not gonna have
When were you?
baby
You were not paying for everything. You had a baby. Okay. You had a baby with a dude while you were homeless and no car. You had the baby.
I was 17.
Okay. You're not 17 now and he back around with his PlayStation hooked to my TV.
What are you talking about?
Co-parent? You had a parent in the house. What you talking about co-parenting? You just kicked her parent that taught her how. I taught her how to talk. I taught her how to use the pot. I taught her how to walk. And you talking about you had to co-parent with this guy who didn't want to be a parent?
I never said that you couldn't be in her life, but quite frankly, we're not finna be together. I didn't want to be with you.
You want to be with him. That's why his PlayStation hooked to the TV that I bought.
No.
Why his PlayStation end up here?
I'm not gonna keep repeating myself.
So he came to pick up Summer.
It's already squared away.
He came to pick up Summer. That's why his PlayStation hooked to the TV.
He came over yesterday to see Summer.
You said he left his PlayStation.
Yes.
And you know, the thing is here, man, it just, modern women, they don't have any respect for, I guess, either man. They really don't. And you can see it here. You don't know what's going to happen. But modern women really don't care about security. Anything could pop off at any time. And she going to be crying for either side. Oh, let's stop the violence. Can we all get along? Loser.
Why is it always overlooked from the person that was right? Why is it always like, oh, you're beating me up. You're tearing me down. You're saying that I told you so. Okay, but we're still not solving the issue of why you're never listening to me. That is an issue. That's a problem. Why is it always you feel some type of way that I'm right about something instead of saying God joined us together to be one and you're happy that you have someone that's on point about stuff? What's wrong with that?
Alan and Eve here to help you believe
that marriage is not a game.
Talk to him, girl.
Calling you to say.
Got some good news. I'm a born-again virgin.
We shared a room in college. Shanice, Lucy. No, it was just freshers.
We ever hang out for the first time and afterwards I let you hit and it was ball down there? Baby, I did the choosing, okay? You didn't hit this, baby, I hit that. Okay?
Either way it go or bust. Oh, either way it go. Okay, clean it up. Go clean it up, okay? Stop playing. That sounds like a personal problem. You trying to convince yourself or something. All I know is I got on top of you and hump. It don't matter whether you got hair or you hit it off with the nair. We don't care.
You ain't lying.
Stop playing. Stop playing. I don't trust too much of what she's saying anyway, okay? She double dangerous. A red bone with banana freckles? Man, look here. She. The streets is mine.
Most men hate when we bring up issues. But the thing is, we're never going to stop bringing up issues. If you think about it, we're the ones running the day-to-day operations of the partnership. We see holes in the systems that are slowing us down. So then why does he always resist or brush you off when you bring them up? The problem isn't the complaint itself, it's the timing and the pileup. A woman that maintains peace in her home doesn't complain every time there's a sock on the floor or a light bulb that needs to be replaced, even if it bugs her. Piling on the complaints one after the other with no filter on your mouth is going to bring you terrible results. He's going to feel attacked and your home is going to feel like a place of conflict where he can't breathe. If you want issues to actually be addressed and resolved, here's what you need to do instead. Pick the top priority of your list and make one request at a time. But you have to do it in a moment of peace. Not when you're irritated, not at the end of the day when he's depleted. Wait until there's a moment of connection. Maybe it's after dinner. After you did something kind for him. And then say it like a woman who trusts her man. Hey babe, can you fix that lamp for me? It's been stressing me out and I'd really appreciate it. That's it. Same request, different energy. If you want to learn how to speak in a way that makes him want to take care of your needs instead of running away, watch my free masterclass that breaks this down even further. Comment class and I'll send you the link.
Because that's the problem that we're having. Traditional for who? We haven't had traditional for so long. These men are really bickering with us about everything.
I'm not speaking traditional by societal standards. I'm not speaking traditional by societal standards. I'm speaking traditional by the way God designed us. And this is what we need to understand. When I say traditional,
women are doing it all. I just want you to know that
women are doing it all.
They're doing it all. They're literally working, taking care of the kids, taking care of the house, taking care of the bills, taking care of the cooking, taking care of this, taking care of that,
and working.
And he was like, wants his foot rubbed, and now he's upset.
And at what point do you hold yourself? And at what point? And wait. And at what point? And at what point do you hold yourself accountable for choosing that man?
That's the point I'm making too.
I don't understand.
But no,
wait a minute.
Upset because women are not choosing the man that they have to go 50-50 with. So when I say I want a man that takes care, no, I'm not saying you. We're not talking about you. I want to get a belt.
No, I'm just saying. But at what point?
Wait a minute now. Who got the belt?
But at what point do you hold yourself accountable? If you're saying women are doing this, okay, and hold yourself accountable for the fact that that's the man that you chose.
Let me show you right now.
You're right, though.
I want you to read the comments right after I say this. I want a man that provides and takes care of all of my bills and is going to make sure that I don't have to lift a finger.
Are you a child?
You see what I'm saying? What? See what I'm saying?
Exactly.
No, wait a minute.
No, you literally.
You twerk.
You literally just like proved your point.
Lord. Oh my God.
That ain't gonna be aired.
And that's the thing. You don't even realize you just proved my point.
Hold accountable nothing for nothing. Let's not do that. They don't be doing it all. They be claiming it. They claim it because they stockpile and they go, oh, well, I'm doing this, and they don't really be doing anything. We sit up here and we don't give men credit for the stuff that they do. You're not doing all of that. Y'all be acting like the man don't be working. And then when the roles reverse, the man said, okay, since I don't understand, I tell you what, let me take your spot and you can take mine. Then all of a sudden, well, you're supposed to be, no, I don't want to hear that. Since my job is so easy, you go ahead and take that, and I'll take what you got going on.
You seen the state of her body? Man, if I beat it, I ain't wearing a Johnny. Adiola wanna roll with it.
I don't know any French, but I understood every word that man just said, and I agree. So, back to you, bro. In solidarity, we out here in the same struggle, no matter the language.
I would require a deposit to take me on a date to cover my date preparation costs. I'm now working with an app developer to make this a reality. I'm not even exaggerating when I tell you this is the best dating app. I went to everyone who said you can't do that. Guess what? I just did.
Because it is. So if I seen you on Courted, then I think I bought it. If I pay for a date, then I'm trying to penetrate. You get what I'm saying?
Oh, shit.
Either way.
Trying to tonight.
How you doing?
You talk about clocking, I'm trying to cock it.
Nah, I gotta get out of here. Like,
you know what I'm saying?
My husband just informed me that he's had a very long, hard week at work. And so he just wants to enjoy the weekend in a clean house with some delicious home cooked meals. And I said, that's great, because I know that his mother's going to love having him for a few days.
Yeah, you're about to make 2 divorce lawyers and potentially another very respectful, kind woman who would appreciate your husband very happy. Just keep going with that attitude. You'll see soon enough.
He who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord. I live by that, man. You know, I don't know if this video is scripted. Probably is, man. But at the end of the day, there's men out here going through it, right? There's men out here that are with women who do nothing for them. They're out there working 60 hours a week, come home, and hasn't cleaned, hasn't done anything. You know, doesn't care. You know, that's the whole point, right? It's finding a wife. Finding a woman who's going to support you, man, and push with you and grind with you and go to God with you, right? I'm telling you, I mean that from the bottom of my heart, to find a wife. Not create. You can't create them, man. You can go out and create a body in the gym, but you can't create a wife. You can't do that. Stop trying to. You can pray about these women, but don't marry them. That's the whole point, right? Leave that to God. But I can tell you right now, this kind of woman is never going to be good for you. And I don't care if it's scripted or not. I'm telling you that these women will never be good for you, man. Focus on the 3 G's. Gym, grind, and God.
Do you think your looks are average or above average?
Above average.
Do you think your personality, in terms of what men want, is average, above average, or better?
Above average.
Above average, I think.
A little above, besides dance.
Do you think you are charismatic?
Yes, typically. Yes.
Yes, charismatic. Do you think it's for men to have the expectation that women cook, clean, do laundry, be submissive?
Yes, if they're not willing to do it both.
Yeah, I think so.
Slightly. Yeah.
Yes. Do you think it's for women to have the expectation that men pay for dates, that men be chivalrous, that men protect, that men provide? Do you think that that's...
No. No.
They said, she said, besides OF. I am great besides OF. I mean, OF is what's going to tank you. That's literally the thing that's tanking you right now.
I'm a little bit older in my generation.
How old are you?
How to speak with people.
How old are you?
How old do you think I am?
28.
Really?
Yeah, you're 28.
I'm 35.
35? How old are you? Yeah, what 35? Older?
She's 38.
Why are you guys lying about your age?
I'm 35 and I'm like very proud of that.
You do not look 35, you're lying.
Thank you so much. Everyone always says 28.
And what country are you from?
Switzerland.
You speak German?
I do.
Schmetterling.
Schmetterling?
I only know a little bit.
Cute.
And I know Ich liebe dich.
Yes, I love you too.
Oh, okay. So let me ask you something else. What would you rate me out of 10?
For what?
Like rate me out of 10.
Yeah, but on like what? Your look?
My looks,
your
yeah.
chat?
Okay, my chat actually.
Your height. Your height might be, it's like a 5, your average height. You're too small for me.
I'm too small. Listen, we'll be the same height lying down though, don't you think? What would you rate me overall though?
You're very nice. I would give you a 7, 8.
In looks?
What?
In looks.
Are you asking about the look?
Yeah. I can't believe she's doing a whole eye scan, guys.
An 8.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. But like if you were a little bit taller, then maybe we would chat like a bit more.
All right,
something else.
I'll leave you one final go. What's the chances of me getting your number right now?
I'll give it to you. What's
Okay.
your name? I don't even know your name.
Guys, always make sure to ask for a name. My name is Kofi, and your name?
Kofi.
Yeah. Kofi, K-O-5.
Kofi.
Yeah, and your name?
Michelle.
Michelle, nice to meet you, Michelle.
too.
So, guys, that is how you pick up a woman. That is how you go and introduce yourself. Am I correct?
Yes.
See?
I like it.
They say everybody got a price, but what's yours to get on? Literally.
Take a shot if you willing to get it on for some money. I was just
Ain't
talking
never
about
been
this.
that serious. You know, it's one
How
thing.
much money?
You getting shit on?
Hey, how much money?
Ew.
Girl, you
Carisha,
not.
be quiet. If it come up to you, right?
I'm not. Maybe
Still-
T, but not, I'm not letting no nigga shit on me.
Tell you, I give you-
A nigga far around me and I be.
Oh, my God.
You, boy, why the fuck would you do that?
If it for the right price.
What's the price?
Hey.
Yo, this is exactly why academics said G Herbo won and choosing to marry, Tiana. Because this is what he was dealing with. This bitch that got a price to get it on, literally. The other shorty's like, yo, I mean, I get pissed on, but if somebody farts, I lose my mind. She's like, nah, depends how much money. For any amount of money, I will do anything, literally. I'm guessing whatever she's doing is maybe not working for her. She get a little bit of bread, but, hypergamy's crazy. These are most shorties, bro. They all got a price. Pull out the bread and they doing whatever. You know what I'm saying? There's only a small percentage of shorties where money doesn't change them. They're actually genuine. Those are the hard ones. Ones you got to find, because the majority of chicks are like this. The younger generation look up to chicks like this. Yo, if it ain't about money, it ain't about nothing. They be broke chicks looking at a dude get out of a Honda and they wilding out. Meanwhile, they in some little, in some old. Watch out for shorties like this, man. When you want to get on for money, the door's always open for plenty more.
There's certain things a father is supposed to instill in a child, and there are certain things a mother is supposed to instill, in a child as well. But now we've got this problem now. The problem we have, especially when it comes to men, we have men who have been over-mothered. Men who have failed to be unplugged from their mothers. Mm-hmm. Yes, because now, when your mother looks at you, it doesn't matter how old you are. She just looks at a baby boy, right? And that is very wrong. You fail to be To be independent, in a way. But now when your father looks at you, he's looking at a future man who's going into the world, and he knows the world is what? Is harsh. Yeah. So he's going to be a little bit harsh with you. Yes. Not that he hates you, but he's preparing you for what's to come. But now when you remove the father, the child is being raised by the mother. I'm not saying we have certain situations whereby a single mother can raise a boy successfully, right? But I'm saying when you take out fathers, right, that certain influence, you remove it, right? And then you have to consider that this boy at home, he's with the mother. At school, when you look at the majority of teachers, they are women. He's with a woman as well, right? And then what is he watching when he comes back from school? When he switches on his TV, mainstream media is pushing what? The feminist propaganda. When he goes on social media, what is he reading? What is he viewing? Feminist propaganda. So you tend to have this man, right? He's biologically a man, but psychologically what? A woman. That's what you have.
If a man asks you, what do you bring to the table? Ask him this: what are you lacking that you need me to provide?
They cannot answer that question. They just can't answer it. That question got a chokehold on these women. These women are on the ropes. And it's so crazy because this is the same question they love asking us. And it's an easy question to answer. It isn't even that hard. But that tells you everything you need to know about these modern day women. They can't answer it because they don't know what they bring to the table. I posted a video not too long ago where a guy reworded the question, and look at how she answered it.
I don't ask women what they bring to the table. I think that's cliche. A lot of guys do that. It's stupid. But how could you bring value to my life?
I think for me, I would bring into any man's life, just a peace of mind and just, fun, like, enjoy a life, I feel like I like to have fun, and I like to just enjoy life. So that's what I would be bringing.
What the hell was that? I keep telling y'all, they do not know how to answer this question. So the only option they got is to try to deflect the question, make us feel bad for asking the question, or try to distract us once they see that question coming. You ever seen those movies when it's like a fighter jet and it locks on its target and it shoots some heat-seeking missiles at it, but the other fighter jet or whatever they're shooting at, they shoot these flares out there so the heat-seeking missile is distracted and it goes after the flares instead of the original target. That is what she's doing with this question. They are distracting you from the real target, which is dumb because they cannot answer it. This is what they call the banana in the tailpipe, fellas. Don't fall for it. And I just want to be clear about something. The question, what do you bring to the table? That is not what bothers them. What bothers them is that in the first time in the history of dating, men are starting to ask them up front, what would you say you do here? And that is what bothers them, because we are putting them in a situation where they have to look in the mirror and think about what they actually bring to a relationship, and most of them just can't do it. So it isn't the actual words. They don't care about the table and all that. And in addition to that, a lot of them don't even believe they need to do anything. That is your job. They got a little TNA, and as far as they're concerned, that's all they need. And on top of that, because a lot of them think they're the prize, they look down at you. So when you ask a question like that, they're like, how dare you ask me, the queen? Why are you asking me questions? You should be happy I'm talking to you. So it has a lot to do with that too. But keep asking these types of questions, fellas. I know a lot of these women will tell you just wait and you'll see that is garbage. Nobody got time to spend 6-7 months just to find out you bring absolutely nothing to a relationship. If they can't articulate it from the start the same way they expect you to do, you might be better off just moving on. I'm just saying. Leave your thoughts on the video. Appreciate you watching. See you next time.
Once again, great take. Got him in a chokehold. We can drive the car in this direction and that direction. We can go here. We can go there. We can do this. We can do that. But then we pull right back on into, what do you bring to the table? What do you bring to the table? What are you going to contribute to this relationship? We right back in there. Right back. And they hate it, but it's got to get asked.
Everybody mad and argue more nowadays. But when they did it, you know what they did? They slapped everybody. Anytime you question them, bah! Shut up! Right now! You know what I'm saying? Now they argue because it's either that or...
So I saw this clip, and it was a superb point. And I don't think I've ever used the word superb in my life. Socially speaking, masculinity is associated with not being argumentative. In today's times, to be a highly argumentative man is often quickly labeled as being sassy. But we never take the time to ask why. Why is being highly argumentative associated with having traits unbecoming of a man? It's because when men are amongst men, extended heated arguments are often cut short by physical altercations. So that's why men speak to each other a certain way even when they disagree. Because both those men or all of those men have an understanding that if the level of respect gets to an absence, that anything could happen. All heated disagreements and encounters of conflict are one, well, what you trying to do? Away from an atomic bomb. Now, generally speaking, women's culture of communication doesn't necessarily play by those same rules. There's a little bit more patience when it comes to arguing. There's a little bit more room for disrespect before it turns into a physical altercation. So being argumentative may be seen as unladylike, but it's not seen as being unbecoming of a woman. In today's times, though, when attempting to resolve conflict with the opposites, men are nearly always tasked with having to resolve arguments and conflict in a woman's realm, which, depending on the circumstances, can put a man in a very strange place. Because while attempting to be a good man in society, he's agreeing to play by rules that are outside of his nature while simultaneously being labeled as less than a man for doing so. Sassy. When in all reality, the only reason he's going about it the way that he's going about it is because he's applying a significant amount of restraint, especially in scenarios where things said to him would have become physical if it were to be said to him by someone of the same. Because it's one thing to have an urge to physically harm someone and not have the physical strength to do it. It's another thing, though, to have the urge to want to harm someone physically and be in a physical position to do it and still choose not to. So we should be very slow to demean men for attempting to resolve conflict solely through verbal and emotional expression.
I keep saying this, man. Thank you. There is a lot of women out there that are talking crazy to a man. Talking crazy. It don't matter who win, who lose. What are you trying to do? The most recent example of that is Corey Holcomb and Anton Daniels. Hey, don't say that again. Don't say that I suck D. Don't say that again. Say it again, and there's going to be problems. You see, there was a woman between them. She might have said, don't do this. I'm not listening, but she got out of the way. Because if I know something, if something goes down, I know I'm not going to be able to stop it. I can say, hey, please don't use your words, this, and this. But there wasn't a lot of, going back and forth. It was very close conflict. And then it was okay, well, let's go outside then. We're not going to keep on doing all this talking. Let's go outside. I got stuff to do. You got stuff to do. Let's go ahead and solve it. Let's go ahead and get it done. Whoever, whichever, however, one-on-one. Ain't nobody jumping in. We ain't pulling nothing out. Let's go ahead and solve this. But like he said, because we're in a different environment, I'm trying to handle things how you handle it. Normally, with the way that you're talking, and because you know you're in a different environment, you talk even crazier. But if we were in a different area, I would have hauled off and slapped you. I would have done something to you. Just if you was a dude, we wouldn't be doing so much talking anymore. And modern women know that. Oh, you sassy, you this, and this. Stop talking. Quit talking. All this, and this. Why you go back and forth with a woman? Because I'm trying to keep from swinging on you. Be careful. Now, if a man, there was a man, couple of guys in a restaurant recently. I don't know the context of what happened before, but I do know when the clip started, they had like a small back and forth. And then a couple of seconds later, she was throwing a drink in his face. And he promptly got up, reared back and punched that woman in the face. Punched him in the face, right? And that was the end of that. Oh, why did you do that for? Oh, you didn't have to do that. Do not throw a drink in my face. Don't do that. Don't put your hands or anything connected to you on me, or else there's going to be more where that came from. You have to be careful out here. And you have women out here who you're playing the odds. Is essentially what a lot of modern women are doing. They're saying, okay, well, I want to have a child on my own if I'm not married, or sometimes they have a child, right? And it's just because of circumstance, slept with somebody and now I have a child, right? What they try to do is they try to get their whole tribe involved in raising the child. So they try to basically get a little bit here and a little bit there and a little bit here, and he needs a little bit more of a man here. So it's like a kind of like a seasoning. They're trying to make the perfect blend. So I'm going to try to get a man's influence over here, sprinkle a little bit, not too much because the patriarchy and misogyny, but then I'm going to sprinkle a lot of love because the world needs a little bit more love. So I'm sprinkling a little bit more of this, and he's going to read, but instead of reading and having a balance there, he's going to sprinkle a little bit more of this because I feel like he needs to understand once again about the different genders and how to treat women and that sort of thing. So they're trying to make a person who has more love, and love is going to conquer everything. But love to them is a different type of love than what he's describing, which is the love of a man. The way a man loves, the way a father loves, is saying, "Oh, if I don't love you, I'm gonna let you go out there and get eaten alive. I'm gonna let you go out there and get torn. Just tear him up. Just tear him up. He ain't got no chance. But if I love you, I'm gonna say, you watch out for that. Hey, hey, good looking out, bro. Hey, take it easy over there. Hey, I see you. Watch out." There was a story, and it doesn't even have to do with love. It's just, I'm just letting you know, because I don't want to see something. I've seen you around town before. I watch you grow up. I didn't seen you come in and out of this corner store. I see you with your mom. I seen you with your dad. I've seen you from afar. I don't know your name, but I want to make sure I keep seeing you around town. I want to make sure that I keep seeing you. And one day I want to see your family. One day I want to see your wife and kids. I want to see them coming. Hey, man, I've been seeing this knucklehead over here. I've been seeing him for 20 years. He been coming to the store. Oh, man, you an old head. What you still doing? Yeah, well, some things never change. I want to see that. I want to do that one day. That's why I want to see you alive. I want to see you making the right choices and the right decisions. There's a situation where somebody that I know was he was involved in the wrong thing, is what it was. He was involved in the wrong thing. Admittedly, he was involved in the wrong thing. And they were about to literally go down a road to kind of continue to do the wrong thing. They had to, kind of, restock on some things. And, there was a guy at the corner store. He said, "Hey, I wouldn't go down there if I were you." "What you talking about?" "I've seen you and I like you, and I'm telling you, if I were you, I wouldn't go down there right now." And it turned out that right down that road, some people were doing some construction, some operation. They were conducting some operation, right? Building some new things that in the future, people wouldn't like those buildings, right? And what we this case that we build against you, you're not gonna like it. When you drink from this case, it's gonna be bittersweet. Well, it's not gonna be sweet at all. Actually, it's gonna be bitter. A lot of you guys gonna go with get off with some jail time. That's what's gonna happen. Them boys that went down there before, he let them go. But because I see you, and I know you, and I know your mom and your dad, and I care about you, I'm gonna tell you, don't go down there. Go back home. I'm gonna give you a heads up. I'm gonna watch out for you. Now, if it had been some of these modern women, well, let's go down there together and let's see if we can talk together. Who knows what would have happened? Somebody might have pulled out something and started blasting away. They might have said, well, I want the best for you. And if that's what you need right now, then just do that until you feel comfortable, and just really hands off, really backing away of stuff, and would have let them go down there and get into trouble. Well, I believe you have to live in your own truth and learn and make mistakes. No, you don't. You stop them from doing things that they don't need to do. Period. So it's a different mindset. It's a different way of thinking that men usually have. And men are usually a little bit more harsher in the way that they teach, but they got to make sure that you get it, if that makes any sense.
First of all, you don't have to get those things done. You do realize a lot of men have to pay for dates, right? It can add up a lot faster than some of the beauty stuff you get done. It's never 1 or 2 dates a man has to take you on to potentially get a girlfriend. It's 10, 20, maybe even more. It adds up quick. And not only that, after he secures you as girlfriend, he still has to pay, typically. Also, a lot of men are shamed for living with their parents or roommates well into adulthood, whereas women, it's not shamed at all. It's considered okay. A lot of men can't downgrade their lifestyle without being shamed for that either. Being considered less of a man. We've seen those apartment photos where a man's starting over in life and it's pretty empty. Maybe he has a little chair and a TV on the floor, and those are shamed pretty heavily. Men can't live at home. They have to have a car. They can't really work low-wage jobs, so they have to figure out how to move up faster. Can't split bills or have roommates at 30 plus. Can't dress cheap or try to take you out to coffee. Men are shamed for all of those things. While you get to choose what beauty treatments you want, which most women really don't need them. Maybe a touch of makeup or something that you buy from the grocery store. But men don't get to opt out of all these things. They have to pay for them. So yeah, more men are going to be broke.
She said that men developed rules of interpersonal behavior adapted to war and conflict with other tribes, whereas women developed rules of behavior consistent with conflict within the tribe and with particularly their female rivals. The example of that difference that I think clicks most easily for people, or at least that I find that most ordinary people today recognize most easily, is that men are much more likely than women to have a concept of the honorable opponent, to be able to fight someone bitterly, even to the death in war, and yet at the end of it, be able to shake their hand and say, I respect you, and say, good game, fellow, and return to some kind of basic status quo of, yes, we were fighting to the death a moment ago, but I nevertheless respect you and honor you, and I'm willing to operate within rules of conflict, and the conflict's over, and now that it's done, we can be friends again. Women tend to be slower to reconcile. I was surprised but pleased to discover that this is true even in primate species, that when they observe the behavior of chimpanzees, that females who get into conflict are slower to reconcile with their female rivals than males. I don't know, there must be something to it if even chimps are doing it. But women tend to not have that attitude of good game, let's shake hands and put bury this conflict, bury the hatchet. Women tend to simmer and continue conflicts indefinitely. And Joyce Benenson offered her evolutionary psychology reasons for why that might be the case in the difference between how men and women handle conflict. But whether or not her explanation for why it's true is valid or not, I think that most people would accept that it is true.
Reminder to all the women out there, your husband signed up for monogamy, not celibacy. I know sometimes you might not feel like it. I know some days you might not want to, but do it for your husband anyway. Be intimate with him when he wants. My man will get it whenever he wants from me because I understand that it's important to him. I understand it'll make his days better. I understand that that is my role as his woman, to make him happy. And honestly, it doesn't only make him happy and make me happy, it brings us closer together. So do it for him, even when you don't feel like it, because your man didn't marry you to be celibate. He married you to build connection with you, to grow your bond with each other, and to actually have a deeper and more meaningful relationship with you.
When it comes to relationships, this is just my opinion, but in relationships, I often tell black men, you need to find a black woman that like you more than you like her. Because at the end of the day, when you like a black woman more than she likes you, you're going to get played. And experiences aren't the only reason that I believe this statement to be true. In my opinion, the only way that a black woman can make a black man feel like Superman, feel invincible, feel unstoppable, feels like he can fight the world every single day with no fail. 95% of the time, those are the black women who like the black men that they're with more than the black man likes them. And it's not to say that the black men don't like them. What I'm saying is when it comes to dating, courting, vetting, men have options, and so do we as women. But us as women, we're not supposed to be in search of a partner, if that makes sense. What I mean by that is that man has to vet you and see how your character is and see what's your morale like and how you act under pressure. How do you act in uncomfortable situations? How do you act in heated arguments? How do you compromise? How do you problem solve? What's your logic like? All these things. A black woman is not going to show you those things unless she really likes you. The reason I'm using this word like so much is because if you can't like somebody, you can't love them. Because I really get tired of people saying like, oh, I love my man, but I don't like him. That's a problem. You know, a black man talking about oh, I love my woman, but I don't like her. So why are you with her? Love is not always enough. You have to like people. You have to have intentions with people, pure, genuine intentions with people. You have to respect people's boundaries. You have to respect people for who they are. And that goes for any type of relationship, romantic or platonic. Me personally, I'm not getting with no man that I don't like. And if I do get with a man and I don't like him, I will leave him because I don't like you. It'd be just my luck I stay with you and then you wonder why I'm so distant, why I'm acting different, why I don't feel the same no more. Sir, I don't like you. Another reason I say that is because black women tend to put more into they like versus that they love. They all claim to love themselves but put nothing into that. But put everything into being liked by everybody and doing what other people like instead of what's for them. But that's just my thoughts. What do you think?
Okay, so here's the case. I had a boyfriend hire me to follow his girlfriend. They've been together for 2 years. He said, Steph, she's cheating on me. On Saturday, I'm out of town and I have a feeling she's cheating on me on Saturday. I'm like, okay, well, why Saturday? He said that she's been super distant with him, okay? On Saturdays, for the past 3 months, she goes ghost. She says she does a self-care day. And he thinks that she met someone at the dog park. So I'm like, I gotta get a dog now to go to the dog park to like kind of blend in. Anyways, so he's super adamant that like, she's being distant, the intimacy level's down. She turns off her phone on Saturdays and doesn't want to be disturbed and calls it a self-care day. So he wants me to do surveillance on Saturday and see what she's really up to because he's out of town. Okay, so she gets in the car. She doesn't have a dog with her and she ends up taking off and she's by herself. Well, she didn't bring her dog, but I had to borrow a dog because I thought we were going to a dog park. This is baby girl. Yeah, he was so adamant that she's cheating at the dog park with some guy. So here I am with a new dog. Okay, she actually gets to the beach by herself, nobody around. And then I see her and she gets a surfboard and she's actually practicing how to surf. Did I mean surfing? I meant drowning because at some point I was like, girl, do you need me to call those people in the red outfits to come get you? Up to the climb, like, she's by herself just learning how to surf. He's like, what? She doesn't even know how to surf. Yeah, Rick, well, people learn how to do hobbies. I think this is where she was contemplating her life. Like, man, should I leave this man or not? Because she was out there for a while. At this point, I was so invested on her team. I said, get up, bend your knees, like lower. And I said, look at her take that wave. It looks like she does know what she's doing, Rick. Okay, let's speed this up. She was out there for a while and then she just started tanning and then she took off and guess where she went? To go get food by herself. No guy, no girl with her. She really was just having a self-care day. Up to the client and let him know, and he was so confused. He's like, are you 100% sure? I'm like, I'm 1,000% sure, Rick. She's literally eating by herself. She was surfing. This is what a self-care day is. She wanted to be by herself, so she probably turns off her phone because you probably keep blowing it up. Now, surveillance was discontinued, but you know where I went, right? So I went to Galaguetza. It's a Oaxacan restaurant. Do yourself a favor, get the queso fundido to start, please. It comes with mushrooms and chorizo, and it's so cheesy and it's so good. Put it in the tortilla, roll it up like a little burrito, and take a bite of that. So good, melts in my mouth. Honestly, it was a 10 out of 10, but everything on the menu was really good. They're known for their moles. They got the red mole, a yellow mole, and a black mole. I got the red one with the chicken. The chicken was cooked so perfectly. All of it was really good. Now, surveillance was discontinued, but I guess the moral of the story is if your girl's trying to be like, I'm trying to do a self-care day, Let her have a self-care day. If she's trying to catch some waves, she's trying to catch some waves.
That girl out there surfing, bruh. And I can't even say that she need to join her because she out there doing it alone. That's what she out there for. I want to see the world. I want to be out there just chilling. I'm going to see you in a minute. Women, this what y'all need to be doing. When y'all say I'm overwhelmed, y'all need to take them kids and leave them over mom and daddy's house or a friend's house for a couple hours and go do something like this, right? Or have the hubby take the kids. Hey, I'm going out. I'm going to go shopping, or I'm going to go drive around the city or something like that. But I'm going to be going for 2 or 3 hours. She got it. Instead of moving to a different city, getting another job and stuff like that, y'all got to do something like this. Take yourself out to eat. Relax.